also did this, and I really wish Brian was on this one, but I did for probably the first time ever. I made a New Year's resolution.
Oh.
Now I don't know if it really counts as one, but if you consider the resolution as a goal you want to achieve within the next year, or that year or so long, whatever.
100% a New Year's resolution. That's 100%.
Yeah.
Because that's what most of these are anyway. They're like, oh yeah, I make my New Year's resolution at the beginning of the year, and I have an entire year to do it.
Yeah. So I think it makes perfect sense. But I want to be able to beat Brian and Madden when he's Tampa Bay. I have yet to be able to do that.
New Year's resolution.
I have yet. That's the one team that eludes me whenever he's them. I've never been able to beat him. I've had close games like in the first half. Like they may be close. I may be able to hold like Fournette or keep the game close where it's like tied or whatever, or he may be up by like a score. But then the second half, I always lose it. Because the thing I've noticed,
he always mentions it's the little plays that really makes the biggest difference. It's only going to be, I guarantee you, one or two plays where if you didn't make that certain play, that would change the whole outcome.
Jeff was on though, because if the listeners remember from last week, I did have a New Year's resolution, and I told you about it. That in Madden, I wanted to beat you when you were the Bucs, and it only took me 5 days. Thanks for the birthday present, but I finally beat him when he was the Bucs. And I don't think I've won a game since. I may have won one or two, but
that game was annoying. Super annoying.
I know.
I don't think I've played that bad in a long time. Ever since you blew me out, maybe.
Yeah, especially when you're the Bucs too. But
I've never played that.
My thought process, and I was even saying that when you're playing too, was that, and I think I said it last week too when I was talking with Jeff, is that I've had other games when you were the Bucs where they were close in the first half, but the second half, your defense just, or your offense or something just starts clicking. It's almost like when you were playing 2K all the time and your shooting wasn't great in the first half, but you just get it going in the second half and just keep dropping bombs over and over and over again.
Yeah, and then you can never just catch up. It's just always, you did really well that game though, and then you just beat me. You did just beat me.
Did I?
Yeah, I was the Steelers.
Oh yeah, I did.
I just lost the Steelers. Literally like 30 minutes.
Sorry,
ago.
Yeah.
Mind you, I smoked you with the Jets.
Yeah. You smacked me with the Jets. You beat me in overtime.
We've had a lot of overtime.
We've had a lot of close games. I was going to say in like the last week or so, we've had at least like 3 or 4 games that have gone to overtime. I've lost all of them, but at least 4 games that have gone to overtime.
Went to overtime, and you're like, "Yep." And then as soon as you lost, you're like, "I think I've lost every overtime we've had so far in the last 2 weeks."
Yep, because I have.
Yeah.
Because
you have new resolutions. You already made your resolution. The new resolution needs to be beating me when I'm the Tampa, and you're like the Jets or the Giants or the Jags. Like I did with you. That is your new goal.
That would be that should be my new goal.
I think that's your new goal because I've done it with all 3.
You have.
Very surprisingly. Did not mean to ever win those games. It just happened.
Yeah.
Just everything went my way for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that needs to be your new, since you beat me.
Yes. Because that was my first goal. Because like I said to Jeff, I think last week, is like out of all the teams like in the game that we've played with or whatever, they were the one team I cared more about beating you than like the Lions or like the Bears, something like that, because like I get no satisfaction out of it because it's the Bears and Lions. They aren't good teams. So me beating you with them doesn't really make a difference or whatever. But beating you with one of those bad teams is great. Or, if you play Jeff and you go off with Jared Goff on his legs.
I mean, he still owes his game.
He does.
I'm waiting for his games.
Yes, he said he would play us too. So I don't know.
He did. He would say he would play us, and I'm waiting for his games because I am excited. It's a new year. It's a new opportunity to play him.
Yes, but
and I'm hoping
the reason why I even put out that resolution was because ever since we started playing, however long ago we started playing Madden against each other,
like a year.
Yeah, I was gonna say I always cut because back when I was still getting destroyed, my throughout process was okay. Let's like make little goals, like so I know I'm at least improving at some point. So the one thing is okay. Let's make sure we're not losing by like 30 or like 60 or something like that on a daily basis. Every game, like something like that. Like I don't want that to happen. And then eventually I figured out like the defense sort of still a work in progress, but I've gotten better at that. It's like, okay, the one team especially was like, I want to beat you because for the longest time, like you can with anyone else or whatever, is whenever you were the Ravens, like I wanted to beat you with the Ravens when you were the Ravens because you would be able to just go off with Lamar. And then I couldn't do anything to stop it.
Yeah,
I want to contain Lamar, and if I would go after Lamar, you just toss it off to what's his face, their tight end,
Andrews.
Yeah, and you just do that over and over and over again. So I would just get annoyed. It's like, okay, let's just try containing now. Let's see how that works. And then I finally got that. I was like, okay, making progress. And then ever since then, I've just kind of ever slightly gotten better and slightly better in the game.
And I think you get better in the game because you have come a long ways. We've been playing for almost a year and a half, almost 2 years.
Yeah,
now.
And that's what that's what we're trying to get across to Jeff too. Is that if you play enough times, you will eventually get better at some point, hopefully. But at some point, in terms of where you're playing and where you get to, I think at some point you will get a little bit better, especially when you're playing a year and a half.
Right. You're definitely like living proof of it for Jeff to look at you because Jeff also has a lot of PTSD against me when I played college football with him.
Yes.
But when we first started playing, we'd play 5 times a day and you'd lose by 50 points every game.
Yeah.
But then I think
or if I would win, it's because you were having like an off game and had a couple turnovers and stuff like that.
I think after that massive loss you took when I was the Colts, you lost by 60, 65 or whatever.
Yeah, that was
I put up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that game turned a lot of things around.
So it's just how that happens. I was just the Colts and I lost. You get the Colts. Literally, I think it's the same 2 teams.
Same teams.
It was Packers Colts. You beat me, and then next game, completely demolished.
I was like, let's see what happens because because I cooked you the game before. I won by 30. Let's see what happens if I'm in Colts, and then I won by 65.
Yeah,
but after that game, though, a lot of things switched. You got the game started becoming more of like a 20-point game, and then it became a 14-point game, and now when we're playing nowadays,
and then it's like every once in a while though, be like let you just go off or whatever, just because I just don't have it that game or whatever.
Yeah, and I mean,
like today.
Nowadays, though, you're good for if we play 4 times or 3 times in a day, you're good for 1 or 2 wins.
Yeah, you're still probably winning majority of the time. If we play game 3.
Yeah. Like if we play 3 games, I'm usually taking 2 over 1. But sometimes you'll take those 2, and very rarely one of us will take a sweep in a day. Very rarely.
Right, rarely these days, yeah.
But very rarely these days someone will take a sweep. I think the last sweep I had was when I was on that 22-game win streak.
Yes.
That was the last time I was on a streak. And every time I was winning because at one point I was winning 6 games in a row, then I'd lose 1 or 2, and then I win 6 or 7, and then I win 1 or 2. And when I kept on going on that huge win streak, I'm like, I'm gonna lose. I just never kept losing. And finally, the 22 game, I'm like, all right, I won a game. Like, I'm definitely losing the 23rd. Like, I cannot keep this streak up.
Yeah. Because that was the 65 or whatever. No, 45. Sorry.
Yeah. Because I got blown out. I'm like, that's about right. It's about time.
Mm-hmm.
It's about time. But
yeah, but